on YouTube, doing some more stuff to the BMW today. Ricky's not here, it's a weekday. I got done with work early, so I'm going to get started. Car doesn't know what's going on. So we're doing the Visconti tuning flex fuel kit. Not many videos of anyone really modifying a 7 Series like this, so hopefully we get some views and some subs. Hopefully we'll get some nice rollers with the Supra and see how this thing keeps up after it's tuned. Finished the dine-in kit the other day, that's all done. Hopefully I can access the plug. I think that's required for this, but I have the instructions pulled up on my phone, so I'm going to start just with a couple of things here while you guys are watching. So we're going to do the engine cover off. Of course, the car's been sitting for 4 hours and it's still super hot. I did modify the engine cover for the CTS hard inlet, so that's done. Just a little followed the factory line there a little bit. So that's over with, good. Take off that engine cover, then they tell you to remove this one, ideally without breaking it. Okay. Pretty easy. Not. Move it out, I guess. There we go. Okay. It's like a Velcro type of situation there. There's one plug and the other one goes around that pin. Try to put that back on later. Alright, now that that's done, it says to lay out the harness. Here's the GM flex fuel sensor. And the Visconti push lock connectors. The CAN box. Of course it's windy as hell again in Vegas. CAN box Pro. That's the brain. And then this is the harness that goes from the brain to the actual harness, so sub harness. You can throw that out now. And here's the, try not to get all these wire ties everywhere. Zip ties, whatever you want to call them. Use those later. Alright, it says to lay this out. Okay, I see how that works. Assuming we unelectrical tape this. Okay. And then you're left with this nice looking harness here. So assuming that goes over yonder somewhere. This is for the, I forget what they call it, hold on. The 3-pin black firewall connector. I don't think we have that in this setup, or is this it? Yeah, this one. Back of the motor by the firewall. That's for the flex fuel sensor. So that's going to go right there. And then we have a ground, which I'm assuming goes somewhere up here, because this needs to go down here, where that crankcase vent temperature sensor is at. There's no vacuum canister on this motor that I can see, unless this is it. Let me pop this off too. Maybe that is it, so that's probably going to come off. Yeah, I think that might be it. So that might need to be removed. That's kind of confusing because if that comes off, what goes there? We're going to do some research and get back to you soon. Okay, so I know the sun is blinding, so let me try to move this to a better location. There we go. That could work. Alright, I moved you guys over there because the sun is blinding me and you. So GM flex fuel sensor. I'm going to try to pre-assemble this with the fittings before I start disconnecting the fuel lines over there. So the vacuum canister, that's this right here. See that? Nothing like a Tuesday afternoon for someone to come ripping through my neighborhood in a dirt bike. Anyway, vacuum canister, just pinch these, pull it up, push it back, and then pull it out of the way because it is blocking the fuel line that you need access to. And then this, the orientation is like that, back there. So sensor down, connector towards the driver's side of the vehicle. Really nice fittings here. So it looks like this one goes to this side, and this one to this side. Yes, that would make sense. So the feed, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter which way the fuel goes through on the flex fuel sensor, but the way they have it set up is feed is here, like this. Really gotta push that thing in there, huh? Okay, so you do need to pull back on the ball bearing release and then pop that in there so it's nice and tight. There's O-rings in there, so we're good to go. So this one goes like this, and then this one, the short side, so again, the larger port on that. So this one goes to the flex fuel sensor right here. Obviously take the red cap off, push on, make sure it's on there good. Okay. So next step would be to disconnect the fuel line. I mean, I've been sitting for a while now. There shouldn't be too much pressure, but I am going to throw a towel back there just to be safe and make sure fuel doesn't everywhere. So I'll be right back. I'm going to do that real quick. So what we didn't want to happen happened anyway. I pushed in the little black lock on the fuel line, removing this little gray safety clip, and fuel went everywhere. So glad I threw a towel back there. Should be done leaking now. So let's get that out before I forget. Now, this part goes on here. Not like that. I guess you gotta push that in again. Yes, okay. So push in the black locking clip over the hump on that push lock line, put this plastic retaining clip back on, and then snake this back there. Before you do that though, because I didn't get this far in the instructions yet, I'm going to, where is it? I'm going to connect this to this so I don't have to do it later and shove my hands back there. Okay, that's done. Very good. I feel like it's potentially facing the wrong way, but maybe not. I don't know. Let's look at the instructions. No, I mean, they have the wire facing that way. It's kind of going against the grain, but we'll go with the instructions and what they say. I'm not going to start reverse engineering this right now. All right, he's in. I think at this point I can untangle all this. I don't know where this goes yet. Let's reconnect this vacuum line before I forget. Okay, that's back to where it's supposed to go. Now we'll do the crankcase vent heater plug. I actually broke this when doing the dine-in intake, so that's great. Because the dine-in inlet replicates a factory inlet, so I got to get some snips because I have a zip tie holding that clip on there. But that's basically what's going to go here. So this one will click into the factory spot, and then this was where the harness for the factory part goes. I wonder where they want us to pop this guy. Assuming over here somewhere. Okay, so kind of cool. You actually transfer that 90-degree fitting over to the Visconti harness. This way it can plug into that port. I still have that. This isn't the race version of this kit, so then the factory plug will just go into this. I guess we could play around with the routing of all this in a second. That was my wife. So I'm going to have the same issue here because the retaining clip broke on that little harness connector. So I'm probably going to wrap that in fabric tape just to hold them together so they don't come apart. So I'll be right back. I'm going to grab that and do that real quick. Okay, so I got that connector wrapped with some fabric wire loom tape. We're going to do the ground strap now. You can go to either one of these 8mm nuts that are on the fuel rail. I'm going to go with the front one. Don't drop that. Okay. Okay. Tight. Just kind of loosely tucking everything for right now. A little bit more harness over here than I would like to see. Granted, that's going to go underneath a lot of the heat shielding. I just don't want it to be too crazy looking. Okay, so this side of the motor's done. The CCV heater plug, good. Ground, good. Snake back. Flex fuel sensors in. A little tight on the fuel line, but you can always, yeah, there we go. You want to roll that fitting forward, so that quick lock or push lock fitting, make sure that's not go towards the firewall. Roll that forward, take some tension off that line, the fuel line here. Now we have, so the flex fuel sensors plugged in. I did that on purpose so I wouldn't have to do this now. Now the CAN box goes here, and this somehow piggybacks somewhere. So I'm assuming it's this one because it looks the same. Okay. These instructions are for a Supra, so it's a little different. And CAN bus network, I was correct. This is the CAN bus. I'm sure the... Let me get the keys away from the car so it stops doing that. Okay, so now there's one. Do this. Let's see. Assuming there's access, because the controller is supposed to go in here somewhere. We've got a goddamn forest in here. The Leaf was a factory option. I don't see access though. Maybe right here, but there's no way I'm getting this connected through there. this. Let's pull this out again. This tucked like that. Yep. Okay. I think this way, like this. Maybe not like that. Should be. I'm gonna go completely around the fuel line here. That looks good. Let's figure out. Not break anything. Okay, pretty distinctive clip there. Let me get a pick to get to the bottom. They don't really explain if you should be securing this. I'll probably zip tie it to some other harness that's in there already. Start the car before putting the interior back together. Okay, we shouldn't have to worry about CAN bus wires getting mixed up because we had a harness this time. The old kit, you had to pin it. You can drive the car without the tune, just don't put ethanol in it. Ecutech, wrong. Okay, that's it. So now we got to clean up and do a little test start, but I don't need to worry about anything else. Just going to do a couple zip ties here and there to tidy this up, and we're done. Next is tuning. Make some power, baby. Stay tuned.